If Prince Zuko killed Fire Lord Ozai on the day of Black Sun, right after the solar eclipse, Ozai shoots lightning at Zuko, Zuko redirects it, and the lightning hits Ozai straight in the face, electrocuting and burning him to death. Zuko cuts off Ozai's head with his swords, and Zuko takes the head with him. Zuko goes to free Iroh in prison, but Iroh has already escaped. Meanwhile, Iroh hears that Zuko killed Ozai, and Iroh is very proud of Zuko, but Iroh would also be a little bit sad that his younger brother Ozai is now dead. Azula takes the throne and becomes the new Fire Lord, and she establishes a firm grip on the Fire Nation. Azula just continues everything that Ozai was already doing. Team Avatar is slightly more willing to trust Zuko once he shows them Ozai's head, and they would be slightly more willing to accept him, but of course Zuko would still have to save them from Combustion Man, and then they would fully accept him, and it would be a pretty big deal that Zuko killed Ozai because Zuko killed the Fire Lord. So basically that would make it so that Zuko has already taken a big step in gaining everyone's trust. Now, Katara might be a little bit more receptive to Zuko in this case because Zuko killed the Fire Lord, and it was the Fire Nation that killed Katara's mother, so Katara would be a little bit more receptive to Zuko, but although I think it would still take her a long time to accept him completely. The Boiling Rock prison escape would still happen, and Ty Lee and May would still betray Azula, which would make Azula an even more paranoid and scared Fire Lord, and the people of the Fire Nation would not be very happy with how Azula's treating them because she'd be very mean to them. And Aang would continue to train with Zuko. The difference is Aang has already fought Azula before, so he knows what Azula is like, and he knows exactly how Azula fights, and so it'll be easier to prepare to fight Azula than it would have been to prepare to fight Ozai. And so afterwards, the day of Sozin's Comet would come, and Zuko would tell everyone that Sozin's Comet is coming, and Azula's going to use it to burn down the Earth Kingdom. And in this scenario, I find it conceivable that because Azula would be leading the Fire Nation and burning down the Earth Kingdom, there would be no one at the Fire Nation capital. So perhaps Zuko and Katara would still just be sent over to the Fire Nation to take care of things. And Toph and Suki and Sokka would take down the fleet, although perhaps in this case, it would actually be Katara, Toph, and Sokka who go down to take down the fleet, while maybe Suki and Zuko go to the Fire Nation, or maybe Zuko and Toph go to the Fire Nation, while Suki, Sokka, and Katara go and take down the fleet, whatever the case may be, because obviously there's no need to fight Azula, so I don't see really Zuko and Katara having to go together, so whatever the case may be there. But Aang would fight Azula, and because Azula is so unsteady and off balance and just out of it, and she's pretty much going crazy, and Aang has just learned how to take bending away, and he would regain the Avatar state, I'm sure Azula would screw up something and just make him regain it somehow. So Aang would defeat Azula, and he would take her bending away, and Azula would be sent to prison. The big problem here is that there's no way to find Ursa, Zuko's mother Ursa, because with Ozai dead, no one really knows where Ursa went, and no one has any idea, so it's possible that maybe Iroh would help Zuko find Ursa, and eventually they might find her, because Iroh is also very good with spirits. Maybe he would find out that the mother faces erased Ursa's memory and all that, so it would just be it would be a lot harder for Zuko to find Ursa in this scenario, and with Azula losing her firebending, that would do a number on her mental health, and Azula would probably just become a total madwoman, and she would just be unstable forever, because losing her bending would be just losing her identity, so Azula would just be completely screwed. And the Promise comics, that would have turned out very differently, because Zuko would no longer be afraid of his father's shadow, because his father is not even alive. And so, yeah, basically a lot of things would be somewhat better and somewhat worse, but overall nothing much would change. I think Ursa would eventually be found, and Ursa would probably get over her fear of Ozai, or maybe she wouldn't, because Ozai would be dead and she can't even confront him. So not really sure how everything would play out, but overall, not much would change, and it would just be Fire Lord Azula losing her firebending.